Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Inside Lowell podcast, coming to you from WellPoint Studios. WellPoint, the only health plan offering healthcare benefits exclusively to Massachusetts GIC members. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. And I'm super excited, and we have to make our joke because We're did back. This.
Round two.
We did this, round two. Our sound wasn't on, but we're going to make it happen. But I have with me Sean Gordon, who is with Taffeta Music Hall. And Sean, welcome.
Thanks, T. I'm happy to be back.
Yes, same.
we can make it, it's like a weekly event we're doing now.
We're going to do this all the time.
Maybe next week we can do round three.
Yeah, we're just going to hang out. That's it. And you just came from Sweet Delight, Little Delights.
Yep. Plug for them. Love the
plug
place.
for Little Delights, which we were just talking that their cupcakes are amazing.
It's all great. I had some gelato for the first time a couple weeks ago when I was up here, and man, I love gelato.
Gelato's good. Gelato's good. I love it. In another life, I was Italian.
Oh, okay.
Because I joke and say that my love for like ice cream, wine, and pasta is unhealthy.
I could live on that. Yeah. So that's not a healthy diet we should live on? No?
I don't know if it's a thing, but we'll go.
This is not a food podcast anymore.
This is not the food podcast, but we're going to
or the wine one.
Yeah. But thank you for coming again.
Of course. All right, we've exhausted that one, I think, right?
We worked the kinks out.
Great.
But
I'm glad.
If you would be so kind and gracious to talk to us about Taffeta, how you came to be, and what people should know about Taffeta.
Sure. So for those that don't know, which unfortunately there are still a lot of people right here in Lowell that don't, Taffeta Music Hall is a performance space. We do live music, we do private events, we do nonprofits, local, national, every genre from hip hop to jazz to progressive rock to everything you can imagine. We fit 400 people. We're a 400-person standing room space. We do seated events up to 200 people. And we've been around. We're going into our third year now. We've been 2 full years of doing this. And yeah, we are 3 friends with a passion for live music. And we are really excited to be part of this growing scene in Lowell, this music scene. There's so many great musicians and talents here, and people are coming here from other places, and there's a lot between Folk Fest and Town and City, and there's so many things going on here that it's great to be providing a space for performers and artists to explore their talent.
Right, and especially in this area, it's like
totally.
If you don't want to go to Boston, which is obviously super fun to drive to.
Fun and cheap.
Just like people who don't want to come from Boston to come down here.
It's true.
But your space is amazing.
Thank
because we've had the pleasure, and I can say from experience, my band performing and being able to be there, and you guys provide sound, engineering, lighting, even instruments.
Yeah, we have connections for all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually wearing my Matt's Music hoodie, which is a plug for these guys. Anyone who's into music.
Matt's Music.
They're actually down South Shore, and they're down in Weymouth, but they're every year, they're one of the top guitar shops for any guitar nerds out there. I mean, this is the place to go. It's like guitar heaven. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I was wearing
You guys are great.
But yeah, they're a hookup for music and for instruments. So
yeah. And I know my drummer loves that he does not have to bring a full kit.
Yeah.
Because as a drummer, you're the one that has to bring the most.
It is true.
So Chiron, shout out to you with Taffeta, because he loves it. Whenever we perform there, he's like, "Oh, wonderful! Yeah, I only have maybe 3 things to bring.
A few cymbals and
bring cymbals and a snare. Yeah,
we like to make things as easy as we can. I mean, that's kind of like how we've grown this business. I mean, we're very independent. We don't have, we don't have any financial backing from anyone. We don't have any investors or anything like that. It's just the 3 of us. And so, when we started this, we're like, we're gonna take from all the other venues of our size around the country that we've been to, the good, the bad, and sort of build this with all that in mind. And one of the biggest things for me, as not a musician, I've always been on the business side, dealing with
Right.
production and with the talent buyers and the bookers and stuff like that. For me, it's communication. That's my biggest thing is
Yeah.
like, do I know who I need to talk to if I need something? Marketing, box office, whatever. Do I know who I'm talking to? Do I know, can I even get in touch with them? Or is it just some like info at whatevervenue.com? Like, am I even going to be able to find out that right person?
Right.
And so for me, I like to add that we really want to add that personal touch for people. So they know who they're dealing with. They know the owner, and they can ask us anything, which is why, like, if you go to Google, the phone number on there is literally my cell phone number.
Yeah.
And so people call and they get me and I answer and they're like, oh, I didn't realize. It was like, that's by design. Like, it's because we want to be responsive. You know, we want to help people out. We want them to have a good experience because that's the only way we feel like we can really grow and get people on board with what we're doing to show them a good experience, you know?
And I love it because it's like we're Western Ave for all of our Lowellians, at least. You know, Western Ave is known for arts. So bringing the musical arts in is amazing.
Yeah, it's a good fit for the space. And it's actually funny you say that. Yes, Lowellians do know Western Ave, but a lot of them still don't.
Yeah.
A lot of them still don't know that building's even there. And every time we do an open studios there, which is the first Saturday of every month, sometimes Saturday and Sunday, I think December is 2 days, people come up to us and they're like, oh, I didn't even know. And I wait for them to say, you guys were here. And a lot of them do. But some of them even say, I didn't even know this building was here. And I've lived in Lowell for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's crazy to me. Like,
yeah.
But I guess, I mean, if you don't, you know, it's kind of just word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
Same way we are. So,
yeah. It's amazing, though. You guys are such a great addition to the city.
Yeah.
Because we have our arts, as you can see, and most Lowellians, they have seen all of the different mosaics, and like Mosaic Lowell does a lot of great things, and all of the different, you know, arts that's been on the buildings and around the city.
Yeah.
But the musical aspect, where people can come and see different artists from all over, because you guys have some great artists.
We have a lot of touring
out.
acts. I mean, there's really nothing like, yes, there are places to see live music here in Lowell.
Yeah, no,
there.
for sure.
But most of them are bars, which are great, that have live music. And we are not. We are literally, our goal is to bring in touring acts, larger national acts. A lot of what we get, we'll see a lot of bands on their way up, and then we'll get a lot of bands on their way down.
Yeah.
But that's important. It's important that places like that exist, because without them, where do these bands go? And like, they have to grow somewhere. They have to hone their craft and get better. And then as they die down, like last night we had an 80-year-old violinist that was in King Crimson coming to play the music of King Crimson from the 3-4 years that he was in the band.
Oh, wow.
And there's still a fan base for that. Yes, it's an older fan base. Average age was probably 60, 65. But we had over 100 people in there absolutely loving the space. All people who had never been there before, that were huge King Crimson fans. And it was a great time. Everyone had a great night. I'm getting emails from people saying, you know, I love the space. I mean, I can't wait to come back. Your staff was so friendly. Everything was great. And I'm like, good. And it's tough for me because I'm so emotionally involved to not be there for a show like this.
Yeah.
It almost like hurts me inside, but it's great to see that the work we've done to sort of like establish like precedents of like how we treat the patrons, how we treat the artists is working, because like I'm getting messages and seeing posts about like the staff was so friendly, it sounded great. I'm like, cool, that's exactly what we're striving for, right? And so like that's the way we get people to come back. 'Cause I think that when you deal with a lot of music venues like in Boston and stuff, people are always like, people hate Ticketmaster and they hate buying the whole process is like, from the beginning, it's like a negative process for most people. They do it because they love music and they're going to do it.
They're going to go.
But like, it's right away, it's negative. So we're trying to like change that a little bit and make it not so negative and make it like an enjoyable process, you know, and like something that people look forward to. So they'll want to come back and not feel like they have to because there's no other option, you know?
Right. No, I will say my experience with you all has always been amazing. Because I think we've done at least 3 gigs there.
2, 3, 4, who knows?
And then one next week. So let's talk about that.
You're just our house band at this point.
I'm your local house band right now.
Yeah, so next week
November we have 12th. The Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce event on the 12th.
Yes, we have a
from
nice
4 to 6
mixer networking event. We're really excited. We're, you know, it's great to be, like I said, we love being a part of this city. It's a challenge. We knew it was going to be a challenge when we started here because, you can look at it two ways. There's nothing like us here.
Right.
So that's great. It should be easy. Well,
Yeah.
but that means there's no market for it yet, really. So it's not easy because we have to establish a market for it and basically say, hey, we're here, come check it out. And people are used to going to Boston. They're used to doing all these other locations. And so like it takes time. I mean, the third year is very young for a new place like us.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, we're really excited to be part of this city and support all these small businesses just like us. We love like Little Delights. I love going there. There's so many great small businesses here in Lowell and the surrounding towns, and we love supporting them. And the hope is, they come in, they learn that we exist, their staff learns that we exist, they come support us, we support them. One of the things I really love about it, there's not a ton of chains up here. We're a big city, but there's really not a lot of chain businesses, restaurants. It's a lot of like small businesses. And I think that's potentially by design. I think the city likes the small business initiative. And I think that's great personally. I love that people have a dream and they chase it, and that Lowell can be a place that they can do that. And the city supports it. Which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. So Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce event on the 12th.
4 to 6.
From 4 to 6 at Taffeta Music Hall at Western Ave.
So yes, if you're a member,
and people can come, support each other.
We'll be
and then
touring
also,
the space. Yeah.
Maybe I might be there singing
a couple songs,
couple things.
Ditties. No, why not? Sing a few bops. What the kids say. No, I'm sure it'll be a blast. Everyone's gonna have a good time. It'll be a different type of networking event. We'll be networking, chatting. The bar will be open. We'll have some snacks from our catering, one of our catering companies that we work with. And we're really excited. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah. Sure. And what I'd like to point out too for Taffeta is you guys have such an amazing space for musicians because you have private areas if you need it. You have the rooms. Yep. You have the bar, which is always good because people like to have a couple cocktails if they need to. That's the hope, and then just the overall atmosphere is very just like you're immersed in music when you're there because it's not designed to be just like a social space. Right. It's more for music.
It's a music venue. That's why we call it a music hall. It's not.
Yes,
it's not a bar.
Music.
The reason that we want people to be there is to enjoy whatever the entertainment is, out of respect to the people that are on stage performing. That's the reason we don't have people always like, oh, how come there's no bar stools? Because you're not supposed to hang out at the bar. You get your drink and you go back to watch the band.
And you
whoever's
chill out.
performing. We have a lounge area for people that do want to just sit. It's kind of nice. Like you still get the vibe. You can hear the music, but it's around a corner, so you can have a conversation still. Sit down, have a drink, have a conversation, and then get right back up and watch the next act or whatever.
Because that's what it's all about. It's about the music.
Yes, exactly.
So, Taffeta Music Hall.
Exactly.
So also, speaking of that too, where you mentioned private events, space rentals, things like that, explain to our viewers what they can do.
So yeah, we've hosted a number of events before, from nonprofits to private birthday parties, sweet 16s, like really anything. We've been getting the vibe that people are kind of like, for lack of a better term, sick of your everyday function rooms, hotel function spaces, and those are super important. We need those, but we're excited to be providing a unique space that people can host their own event and sort of like dress it up the way they want and do whatever they want. We have potential weddings coming up. We've done baby showers. We've done it all, and we love the idea of hosting company parties and holiday parties and any sort of private events that you're looking to do, and especially if there's live entertainment involved, even if it's just a DJ or anything like that. We have a great space that has built-in audio production and all that stuff that you can do, make those dreams a reality. And we have there's no in-house vendors per se, but we have vendor partners that we work with. So it's kind of like an all-in-one thing. If you come in and you just have an idea and you want our help implementing it, we can help you out with that. We can work with almost any budget, realistically, within reason. I mean, it really kind of depends what you're looking to do, but we love planning this stuff. We love talking to people about their ideas, and just reach out to us. I mean, our website, if you go to our website, which is just taffetamusic.com, There's a private events tab on there. You can check out some info about our space and our private events, see a few photos, and then there's a form right on there to fill out. That'll get you going. We have a lot of openings at the moment. Again, we're new. We're trying to work on this, which is why we can be so friendly with budgets at the moment.
Yes.
So hey, if you're
push the holidays,
a lot of people already have their holiday plans booked. Totally get it. But if you were a little slow on it, if you were a little slow and you're still looking for a place, we have openings still on purpose. We're trying to leave some open dates around December and January, just so people do have some options. So if you're
like me with my family is giant and we're like, let's go somewhere and jam out.
Totally.
And boom, Taffeta.
Yeah. Holiday party, family reunions, whatever you guys want, we can accommodate for sure. And it's a lot of fun for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say for myself, I feel a little biased because I've worked with you guys, but it's so accommodating, especially when you talk about like the music and the vibe.
Yeah.
Because you guys are so friendly and down to earth, and what you offer is amazing.
Yeah.
Because from helping with the sound, the technology part of it, the lighting, and setting the mood, and it's like, I could just call you and be like, Sean, this is what I need. And you'll be like, all right, let's get it together.
Some might say we're even too accommodating because like sometimes we'll say yes to things that we're not, and we have to figure it out. But we don't like saying, we habitually don't like saying no to things.
Yeah.
And that can be not good sometimes, but like, we always figure it out. There's never been something that we couldn't have us find a solution for.
Yeah.
So we, like I said, we like to be accommodating.
Well, it makes sense because like you said, you're newer. So you got to kind of wean your way into the community.
We're figuring it out.
Understanding people and what they're looking for. But you guys are very accommodating.
We try to be. And
events.
And even for like touring artists that come through, we try to be really accommodating with them. I don't like saying no to bringing an artist in. And I'm trying to as much as I don't like saying it, like I have to get better at that because in the end, we're a business, right?
Yeah.
We can't lose money just to be accommodating, right? So we need to be smart about that stuff. So we're trying to learn how to, I'm trying to learn how to be better with that and pass that on to my crew as well, because it's important. I mean, in the end, we do have to remember we're a business.
Well, no, that's definitely important. Yeah. But even with that, with you being accommodating and people loving you, your Boston Music Award.
Yeah, so we got nominated for the second year in a row, and only technically our second full year. Last year we were nominated, so there's a category for best music venue, 250 plus, which 250 to 1,000, because then there's another for 1,000 plus.
Right.
So there's 10 great venues in there, and we were lucky, fortunate enough to be one of the 10. It's an honor to be kind of one of those venues, and who knows? I mean, we're not Boston, we don't have a ton of awareness, but we're hoping we can use this as a platform to kind of get the Lowell music scene on the map a little bit and get some awareness out there. And we're not going to win. That's fine. But it's nice to be in there and to
Why would you say you're not going to win?
Unfortunately,
don't speak that. You got to speak it right. We're in the running.
We'll just make
we're possibly
we'll make it interesting. So we're trying to rally people. Like, listen, we have a lot on our mind. We have a lot we're working on to grow the business.
Right.
We're going to do what we can to get people to vote for us. But, if I have one favor to ask of to people, I'd rather people tell a friend about us, not vote. Like, if you're going to do one thing to help us out, it's not vote for us in the Boston Music Awards. Please, I would love for you to vote for us. However, if you're going to do one thing, it's to spread the word about us. Come check out a show, tell somebody about us, follow us online, leave a review if you've been leave a review on Google if you've been there before. Voting for us is great, but like, there's no real benefit to that unless, it's great, but don't get me wrong. But like, spreading the word about us is the priority right now. So people know we exist.
No, I love that. I love that. Yeah. And one of the things that you mentioned to me too is growing arts and tourism in Lowell. So that is one of your focal points as well.
It is. It's pretty cool for us. When we started this, it was it's a passion for the three of us and our staff. Everyone involved is like connected to us in some way. We haven't really hired any random to us people. Mm-hmm. It's all people that have either friends of ours or friends of friends, people that are connected, that believe in what we're doing. They're not doing it for the money. They're doing it like, yes, we pay our staff to be there, but it's kind of their fun project that they love being involved in it. They love what we're doing. And there's so many great artists and musicians here in Lowell and the surrounding areas that having a space like this for them to grow and, bring their family and friends in, and it's, it's a real music venue. When we first started, I was like, oh, we're just some friends hosting bands. And I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. No, we're actually getting some like legit people in here that are going on to play arenas and going on to play, 100,000 person festivals, and they're big artists now. And it's cool to say like, oh, we had them in here when they were on their way up,
Right.
So it's really cool. And to hear those artists like really appreciate the space and appreciate what we're doing, it's validating for what we're doing. And it makes you want to kind of keep pushing forward and like, just keep grinding and working on it. Cause it is such a great feeling.
Yeah.
And to see also as to reflect on the tourism thing, to see that people are flying and hearing the stories of people coming in from like other states and even other countries to see shows at our place and bringing them into Lowell to experience the culture and the food that we have here, and all the small businesses here, and staying locally and supporting these places, like coming from Florida and Arizona and Colorado, all to come to our little music venue, our little hole in the wall place, is a really cool thing to hear. It's a cool story. So I love hearing about it. I love talking to people about what we're doing. And it really keeps me going and excites me and energizes me for sure.
I will say for myself, if I can be selfish for 1 second,
You can.
is that I think about that too, because my band has been together now for 7 years. And when we first performed there, I was like, we've never been in a space like this before. And I loved it.
Yeah.
I have zero aspirations to be famous and go up to those levels. However, if someone is trying to get to that and to be able to have that support,
it's a good stepping stone,
locally, and have exactly a stepping stone. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so amazing. Because like we mentioned, obviously Boston is like, that's like our place because we're in New England. So Boston's like the big ticket. But to be able to have somewhere where people can go and see bands and then maybe one day be like, oh my goodness, I saw them when they were in Lowell.
It's already happening.
At Taffeta.
I'm already seeing it.
And now they're like on this huge platform.
We have one band that played in July. They're playing the Garden in April.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's just amazing because as a music lover myself, and obviously you love music too, but I think it's the greatest thing that you can do for someone who has those aspirations, because you're giving them that space and then the support in the community, and then who knows what could happen, because it could just skyrocket.
Definitely. Yeah, no, and it's great. We love seeing the responses of the local bands come in that haven't played with us before, and they're used to playing, basement shows or the bars or, a dorm, a community room at the school or something like that. And then to come in and basically be treated like a big national touring band, because they get a sound check and they get like, we have all the equipment and we have a green room that they can hang out in. And we have a nice bar and we have like all these things that you don't get from these other smaller venues. And that's not an accident. Like, we planned all this.
Yeah.
This was by design. Like, we knew if we're going to do this and we're going to try to be in that same genre of like the Brighton Music Halls and the Sinclairs, well, okay, we need to do it right. Like, we can't just be a stage and a bar. Like, we need to have these other amenities that bands like, and we could see it's working because a lot of the agents that we work with, they keep coming back to us.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's huge for us because, like,
I love that.
Even though we're seeing that attendance isn't what we want it to be yet, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say every show is sold out. It's not. Right. It's getting better. Certain things do well, certain things don't. It's all a risk when you book a musician that's touring. You got to put a number on it. How much are they worth to you as a music venue? And you don't know how many tickets it's going to sell. Yeah. You can look at the last time they played the area and say, okay, they sold 300 tickets at, you know, Brighton Music Hall last time. Okay, well, so if they sell 300 and you do some math and blah, 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 how much are they worth? Well, okay, if they do 300 in Boston, maybe they'll do 150, 200. It's just a guessing game. It's a gamble. We do our best to figure it out. But in the end, we're trying to build these relationships with these musicians. We're trying to show them a great experience, hospitality wise, production wise. And 9 times out of 10, probably more than that, probably 99 times out of 100, they go back to their team and say, the place was great. The staff was great. It sounded awesome. We want to go back, or like send more of your bands there. And it's been working. And, you know, it's in only 2 years, we're now seeing agents just constantly coming back to us and offering us things. And that's huge because, you know, these venues in Boston are great too, but it's showing that they're ready for a change. And it's nice to be a small part of that change. You know?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because you guys are definitely super accommodating, I will say.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling like a celebrity, and I'm like, I'm not a celebrity. I joke and I say, I'm like, I just want to be a local celebrity. I don't want to be like a celebrity.
Right.
I want to just shop at Target and
Maybe
I
get
don't want to worry
recognized.
about people coming up. But when you are in the community, that kind of happens.
Yeah.
But what you're doing for music in this area is amazing. And I love all the things that you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you.
Well,
I just want to say that.
well, that is very nice. I appreciate it as
Because
well.
Taffeta Music Hall, everybody.
Yeah.
Go there.
Come check it out.
Follow them on
us.
social media.
You can
on
start seeing my
Facebook.
we're starting to do some fun content where it's going to be this wonderful face talking and being awkward. So you can I posted a little introduction, but if you want to learn more about the space, like I said, follow us. We'll be posting some more content about different aspects of the venue, from the bar to the box office to the parking to all sorts of stuff, where you can kind of learn a bit more about our staff and about our business. And kind of get an inside look on that type of thing. We like I said, we want to be approachable, personable. We want people to know the people behind the venue. And you know, it's nice. And people call me all the time and they call not me, they call in the number on Google, which is me. And they're like, oh, I'm trying to, you know, buy tickets online. And I stop whatever I'm doing and I help them because I can do the box office right on my phone. I can sell tickets on my phone. So you know, it's funny. I always say, like, maybe I can just make it so people can buy tickets and I'll just promote it. And my wife or my friends will be like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, people are just going to be calling you all the time.
You're going to get phone calls galore.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. Like, it takes me a couple minutes. I just chat with them a few minutes and then I can do their tickets on here. And listen, anything we can do to accommodate and make people's experience better and easier. Yeah. And if that means buying tickets on the phone like you used to do back in the day with like Ticketmaster, when you used to be able to call a ticketing, I mean, you might even be able to call an agent. I don't even know. Maybe you can still call a Ticketmaster phone number and buy tickets on the phone. I have no idea. But like, I want it to be easy for people. So if that means calling me directly, or like, you know, I'll text people back and I'll be like, hey, what I saw you have a missed call from you. Can I help you with something? And like, I start texting. They're like, I've never texted someone from a music venue before. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, that's
like
me.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Just whatever I can do to help out, you know? So
because you know I harass you.
Yeah, it's all good. I like it. It's not harassing.
I like harassing you. I'm like, I'm your favorite psychopath texting you right now. So just to reiterate, the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce event is going to be at your venue.
Yes.
At Taffeta.
November 12th.
On November 12th.
4 to 6.
From 4 to 6.
Maybe later if people want to hang out and have a couple drinks.
4 to 6
we're not going to kick you out.
Our suggested time. Yes. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Suggested
4 o'clock
time.
till whenever you feel like leaving.
Till whenever you want to leave, right? Because you guys are going to make sure there's music there, a.k.a. myself. And then also, where can everyone find you? Social media, obviously, is huge.
It's all Taffeta Music.
Taffeta Music.
Taffeta music.com. Facebook, Instagram, both Taffeta Music. Yeah. It's pretty easy to
follow
find.
you.
Well, thank you, T. We appreciate that. So we definitely appreciate it. Follow, share us. It's really, people don't realize like how much of a difference that does make. But the more things get shared, the more suggested, like, you know, the more the good old
algorithms.
algorithm will start suggesting it to other people. And so
Yeah.
it really does make a huge difference. And we've seen the difference. Like as we've gotten, once we crossed the 4,000 follower mark, I could see more and more people following. And I've even noticed like we get our mailing list. If you go to our website, sign up for our mailing list, I send a weekly mailing list of our upcoming events with some announcements and news and things like that. And, it's really shit. But I've even noticed we've gotten already this month over 20 people have signed up for the mailing list in 3 days.
So for those who don't love social media, join the mailing list.
Join the mailing list is huge. Like
The
we
end.
love that. I love, we have actually a pretty decent like open rate. I know I've talked to a lot of people about mailing lists before, and most people are like, yeah, mailing lists, it's like under 5% people typically open, and we're at like 20%, which is pretty good. 20% of people opening
a lot over
opening the
the
emails.
average.
I know I don't open that many when I get them, but so yeah, we really appreciate it. It's important. Again, as a small business, like any supporting small businesses is such a important thing, and we want to be around for the long haul. We really do. We want to keep doing this. We're not looking to. We all have full-time jobs still, but we're really passionate.
We're
about
not
this.
doing this for free right now, folks.
Yeah,
FYI.
Yeah, it's a passion. It's affected mental health, home life. It affects everything, but it's all worth it to me because when I can have when we have an event and I can see people like loving it and dancing and having a drink and getting away, and like it's such a nice thing to see, and seeing these musicians prosper and grow and the people and the patrons like enjoying the space and like talk. Like I love being a fly on the wall and listening to people talk about, oh, I've never been here. This place is awesome. Yeah. And like, it's it keeps me going and I love it. It's worth all of the stress that I have on a day-to-day basis. If I didn't have a good head of hair, I'd probably be gray by now, but somehow I'm not. I don't know how. But I'm not. And, we want to keep grinding and keep doing this. Yeah. And so the support of the community and the word of mouth is so big for us. So we really urge that and encourage that.
Yeah, no, I love it. 'Cause I know my first interaction with you was for Middlesex Community College, Living the Dream partners. And Sanari, my friend, was like, oh, Taffeta, and I'm like, what's Taffeta? And I was like, what is this place? Yeah. And then that's when I ended up meeting you guys because I took a tour because I was part of the event planning team for the
one of your
entertainment
million committees you're on.
I know, probably. I'm on a 17,000 committees, but I specifically remember saying, okay, let me call them. And it was so easy.
Yeah. Speaking of someone who probably doesn't say no to anything, right?
Yeah. Also me. But I remember coming, doing the tour, seeing what the space was like. And then because they wanted my band to perform, which I did not also want to perform, but I was like, okay. Yeah. And going there and getting the tour, because this is when you guys were like in super construction mode.
Yeah, it's been a long process for sure.
I'm like last year, but almost last year.
Yeah, it's been about a year.
Because it was actually it was a year ago.
Yeah, it was last January.
Yeah. Yep. And I remember just like, this could be the most amazing space because being someone who's a performer here in the city of Lowell and all the local musicians and things like that, I'm like, gosh, this place is so dope. How did I not know about it?
Story we hear all the time, but you know, it's what it comes down to is marketing, and we're doing what we can on social media and word of mouth with free marketing. Yeah. Unfortunately,
and now you have marketing now on InsideLowell. You're on tea time, so you're going to get even more marketing.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, marketing comes down to how much money do you want to spend, and right now, like our money goes to the day-to-day operations, and we have some marketing budget for things, but for the most part, it's not what we'd like it to be. So, things like this are exponential. So as we grow, the more we can put back into the business, the more we can grow more. And keep bringing in great musicians and great talents. And like we talked about the private event space, you mentioned the tour. That's something we never mind doing. If you're curious or hesitant about it because you're not sure if it's the right space, we're always happy to meet and give a tour. Yes. I will always accommodate that.
And I recommend that.
Yeah, it's definitely worth
doing. So people can see
I even give tours to people who are like, I'm coming to a show there in a couple months or in a month. I've never been there. I'm like, come on down and see the space. Like, I have no
Right.
problem doing that. I love doing
No,
it. I
it's
love talking to
awesome.
people. People probably wish I'd shut up more, but I love talking to people about it because I'm so passionate about this and I
Yeah.
love what we're doing. And again, it just seeing the reactions of people and
Yeah.
people having the passion that we have with the space. I just it's a high. It really is.
No,
a
it's
great-
wonderful. I was excited off the tour
Yeah.
that I had personally.
Yeah.
And then I told the band, because I called my guys, I was like, yeah, this is where we're going to be at. Because I was actually on a FaceTime call with my drummer, Kyron. And I was like, Kyron, oh my gosh. And I was like, guess what? They have drums. You don't have to bring drums.
Yeah.
But then just seeing what you guys offer, it's so cozy.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It feels like you're having like your own private concert.
Yeah, well, we designed
I
it. We
love.
designed it. We did that on purpose. It's all designed as an intimate kind of. It's meant to look like an old, like speakeasy dive rock club, but with high end sound and production and stuff. That's and a really nice modern bar and like everything like that. But it's supposed to give you that kind of like underground, because we are kind of technically underground.
Yeah,
it's
you
supposed to give you that
literally are.
underground vibe, basically. So yeah, it's great. We're a hidden gem that we don't want to be hidden though. We want people to know about us.
I don't want you to be.
Yeah,
hidden
we don't either. We want to be busy. We want to, we want people there all the time. That's the goal. So
Yeah, no, I'm very excited to be back with you guys.
wonderful.
But we also need to talk offline because we talked about having a band night
Let's do it.
once a month.
Absolutely.
Because I know you had some things to do.
Oh yeah, and we did mention last time on our
Yeah.
one thing I know we talked about last time. Speaking of that, maybe this is how we got there. We are hopefully next year going to be starting regular, like monthly themed, for lack of a better term, nights. One of them we're definitely starting that is basically planned is Lowell is the second largest population of Cambodian citizens behind Long Beach.
Yep.
We're starting a Cambodian night.
Okay.
I believe it's the third Wednesday of January.
Is when that starts.
Is that the first one? And we're gonna do it we're gonna do it 1 month. One Wednesday a month, starting in January. Different performers, DJs, all sorts of stuff, and we're really excited. But we want to do different things like that: a jam night, cover band night, all sorts of stuff. So anybody that is the key to things like that is having someone, whether it's a host or a promoter or someone that is passionate or familiar with that theme or genre, getting behind it and helping to run it. That's the key.
Why do I feel like you're asking me to do it?
I'm not, but if you're interested, if you're offering, no. So the key is, like I said, we found a great local Cambodian artist, Jasper, and he's gotten behind us with this, and he loves the idea. He's connected to the Cambodian community, and that's huge. And the key is, we've seen a lot of these things come and go, and it's like, the key is consistency.
Yes.
You can't get discouraged after one. If one happens, if one starts and it doesn't go and only 10 people show up, do it again next month. And keep talking about it and keep promoting it and make sure, like, all musicians that I know, they've played in front of 5,000 people and they've played in front of 5 people.
Right.
And the show is the same.
Yeah.
That they put on. They want to make sure those 5 people have a great experience. Because if they do, they're going to tell somebody, and then next time there's 20 people, and next time there's 100 people, and that's the key. Is you can't get discouraged, and you got to keep going and keep grinding and keep putting out that content.
Yeah.
We started drag shows again. So that's another one that we're going to be doing a monthly event. So we just did one this past Saturday. No, not this Saturday. The Saturday before. Yeah. And similar, it was not a great turnout, admittedly, and that's to no fault of the host and performers. Right. Everyone was great. I think part of the issue was it was October 26th, which was Halloween Saturday. So much competition, and we did not take that into account. So
you're competing with Halloween.
Everything. So we're doing another one Saturday, November 23rd. Yeah. A little bit less competition then, I think. So we're excited for that. We're just gonna keep doing our thing. We'll have another one in December. We're just gonna keep grinding and doing what we do, and hopefully word spreads and people keep doing. So if anybody out there, I love that,
because theme nights are always great, because one of the things I can say for me when I coming up being from Lowell, I remember, as we mentioned, no shade to Boston, but people from here don't always want to go to Boston.
They don't.
Just like people from Boston are like, you basically live in New Hampshire.
Yeah,
Because my friends
totally.
from Boston call me New Hampshire. And just to have somewhere where you can be quick, go there and not have to worry about traffic and the highways and just to be able to be somewhere where something's consistent. Because one of my favorite spots I used to go to, I will say RIP, JJ Boomers was my spot.
Okay.
And it's where the Market Basket is on Pawtucket Boulevard.
Okay.
And they used to have different events all the time. And people that flooded because they had St. Patty's Day, they would do Halloween, they had
like the
different
place to go,
things.
yeah,
It was
sure.
like the spot. So now there's, to me, no spot.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we need to help Taffeta Music Hall become the spot.
It's important for us to grow these. We want to be open as many. Right now, we're kind of like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 2 to 3 days a week.
Right.
The more we can be open, the better.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I love our building. I love where we are.
I don't think you need all those days though. I think if you do Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. I
but
mean, our goal,
just
like I
getting
said, our goal is
the
to,
word out.
Yeah, our goal is to kind of find other days that we can do these kind of monthly events. You know, we want to do a jam night. We want to do a comedy night. We want to do
Karaoke.
I would love to do. I want to do
karaoke.
I want to do live band karaoke because I think that's super fun.
Oh my goodness.
You know, all that type of stuff. But like I said, what it really needs is we need I don't know if you know any cover bands, but we need a cover band that's willing to kind of.
I may or may not know one. I may or may not know a cover band.
My point is, like, anybody that has an interest or any sort of passion with arts, whether it's spoken word or open mic or whatever, if you're willing to sort of like help build one of these monthly nights, reach out to us, like, because we'd love to sort of partner with people that are passionate about this and, you know, eager to really kind of have a platform and a place to grow something like this. I mean, that's the cool thing about us is, we're a 400 person place, but we don't need 400 people.
Right.
Like we can operate smaller and still have a great fun night.
Yeah.
You know, if we can get 50 people in there on a Tuesday for, you know, an open mic night or something, it's fun. It's still a fun night. You know, everyone has a few drinks, you know, we go to work the next day, we move on, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to share this too, by the way, when we're with the colleges, because there's a lot of amazing talent.
Oh, there really
in
are.
the colleges in this area.
They're absolutely.
Because when you said a spoken word night, things like that,
all sorts of stuff.
getting the youth involved.
Yep.
They have a lot more energy than I do.
Yeah, seriously. One of the tricky parts, I will say, while I do love our building, one of the tricky parts is we're not in a high traffic area where people just walk by and see us. You know, you have to be,
see you.
You have to want to come there. You have to be coming for a reason.
You have to intentionally
We do have parking,
drive
which is
down.
nice. We're not that far. You know, you can walk to us from downtown in about 10 minutes. I've done it before. It's not that bad.
Right.
But you know, it's you have to want to be. You have to know. You have to be coming there for a reason. So,
yeah. So I'm excited for the 12th because obviously I'm gonna be there. And I'm excited. What would you say people can expect for that night? Because I know I've been to Chamber of Commerce events.
Yeah.
So I know it's to make sure people know that you guys exist and what you're doing. Would they be able to expect to hear a little bit maybe from you guys? And
I mean, we'll be there. I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, Danielle and Lindsay usually like to have the owners say something. So I haven't thought of it yet, but I'll probably jump up on stage and say something about thank you for coming and talking about what we do there. And but I mean, we'll just be there chatting with people. Our special events salesperson, Chelsea, who kind of is in charge of doing that networking for special events. Yeah, she'll be there chatting with people, hoping to put some dates on the calendar. But we'll be there just trying to tell people about what we're doing and spread the love.
Yeah. Because you guys are amazing, honestly, though.
Well, I appreciate it.
I feel very biased saying it, but it's only because I've experienced working with you.
We want everyone to feel the same, like, connection with it that we do. Like, we want people to, like, feel like it's, like, their place. Like, this is where they love to go see music. And, like, we're starting to see more and more people will call us on, like, a random Friday and be like, hey, do you guys have any live music tonight? Like, it's not as much about the performer anymore. People are, like, they just want to see live music. Yeah. And they know we're a great place to go see live music, so they call and ask what's playing, you know? So that's great. Like, we want more of that. We want people to just be like, oh, there's a show and it's only $15. Let's go check it out. Right. Cool. you know?
Right.
So yeah.
Well, I'm excited, and I'm going to be there
Wonderful.
with bells on and
I'm
Mike.
holding you that. Bells. Got it.
I'm going to wear some bells.
Nothing like November bells, you know?
November bells in lieu of Christmas.
I love it.
But I am very happy to have you on.
Thank you. I should have recorded
I
this.
love
I should have recorded
Taffeta.
this on my voice memo.
You did
so
not.
So when we have to do it again next week, I can just play it like this.
When we don't have technical difficulties, right? Be like, just in case this didn't work out, wouldn't that be terrible?
I'm not coming back. I'm moving.
No, it's fine. He's like, I'm actually moving out of this state. But thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you for having me.
And
It's been a
thank you
blast.
for what you're doing in our community
course.
to help build the music.
I love it.
Because there's a
Everyone-
lot.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good
a
talent.
lot of great talent.
I actually met some other artists and bands last week when
Okay.
we did the Pumpkins and Pints at the Enterprise Bank parking
Okay.
lot. We were there. So I want to have more musicians on. And if you want to come back and you have people that are coming in,
You know where to find me.
I know where to find you. You know where to find me.
Know it.
So we're just going to go with that.
Let's do
Does
it.
that work?
It works. I love it. I love it.
All right, we're gonna head out. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate you. Don't forget, November 12th from 4 to whenever you want to leave at Taffeta Music
Within
Hall.
reason.
Within
You
reason,
can't sleep
yeah.
there.
You can't be there till 1 a.m.
No.
But at 4 o'clock starts, they're having the Greater Lowell Community Chamber of Commerce. So we want people to come out and support and also visit our friends at Taffeta Music Hall. Thank you so much for listening. Feel free to share this. If you have an event coming up, we want you to go to taffetamusic.com, go on their social media pages, and they'd be happy to accommodate. And I can speak for myself that they're amazing. Have a wonderful day and good night.